Hello, everyone, and welcome to this episode 2 of CHL The Zone. I am bMaJuH here with a couple of guests here. Here with iCheap, who is currently in the NHL with the Vancouver Canucks. I am also here with Kitchener Rangers GM CKxWhaleFan, and I am also here with one of the players of the Plymouth Whalers, ReimTime. So, you guys want to introduce yourself? Cheap, I'll start with you.
I think I already know who I am.
Alright, Whale Fam.
Well, I'm the GM of the Kitchener Rangers. Last season, I took over the Ottawa 67s. I guess that's enough for an introduction. Not sure, but yeah.
Alright, and last but not least, we have ReimTime.
Player for the Plymouth Whalers, former GM of the unfortunate Barrie Colts.
Alright, well, there we go. There are the introductions, and we are going to go ahead without further ado and get this started. So, as some of you guys might know, this was the preseason, the first time in a while the CHL actually has had a preseason, and there were a lot of teams that could have caught your eye by surprise, and there were a lot of teams that might have kind of fell off the wagon a little bit that we all felt could have done better. So we're going to start with the rise and fall category. I'll start with WhaleFan over here. Who did you feel did a really good this season that you didn't expect to really kind of rise up?
Let's see, a team that I think has risen up so far this preseason, I'd say Plymouth is doing a pretty good job with their management. I would see them do pretty well this season. I'm assuming we're going with fall after I mentioned that. Team that might fall, I'm going to probably say the Colts here because we played them in preseason. There was a couple of errors that we had with trying to get the game going and connection problems and stuff related to that. But that's just my rise and fall, what I think.
Plymouth made a couple of good trades too. They got fourth line Worthy. Let's see, I think they also were able to get J money from Niagara as well. So they also made a couple of good trades over the weekend too to add on to that. Reim, what about you? What's your team that kind of fell off or on the wagon?
A team that kind of fell off to me was Windsor. Not even a single win for them. They're looking to be this team's Shawinigan, or this season's Shawinigan. Basically, unless their GM can, get their shit together, or they find new management, I think it's all downhill, and I feel bad for them.
But I think Fountain Age, I think he's actually a prospect. I think this is his first season in the league in general. I don't see any stats or newsfeed for him, so I think this might be his first season. But who do you think possibly could do really well this season, possibly catch on maybe this season?
I'd have to go with the Oshawa Generals, not just because I'm a Generals fan, but last season they didn't start off too great, but this season they went 6-2 officially in preseason, and they're looking to build on that.
Oh yeah, definitely, and Oshawa, everyone had them kind of written off. They missed more than half their picks. They only had 13 people on their main roster. They seemed to actually do really well. I don't think they took I think they only took one or two regular regulation losses, if I'm correct. They actually did a lot better than people expected them to. I know pretty much everyone thought that it would be Oshawa that was kind of the Shawinigan this season, but they definitely turned it around. They did a really good job. Last but not least, Cheap. Who do you think fell off or on the wagon?
I don't know. I haven't really been following too tight. Looking up and down the roster, there's some teams I really like. Obviously, Stiffy, Nope, and Naz and Kadri, they're going to build a really good team. They're going to be dangerous. there's a couple names I recognize, like on Kingston. They have a left winger, Tyler C, who played with me 2 seasons ago, and the kid is an absolute stud. He's going to be a player to watch out for. But yeah, as far as I don't really know. I'm trying to pull up the standings and everything right now. Preseason's hard to judge too, right? Because
yeah.
like teams, I remember in the CHL 2 seasons or 3 seasons ago, my team went undefeated in preseason. Everyone picked us to win it all. We didn't even make playoffs. So.
And that's the thing. Like you never know what can happen in the regular season. Like you could do really well in the preseason when you're just trying things out, but teams really step up their game when it comes to the regular season. And like you said, Kingston's definitely somebody that really did well. And there's a couple guys over there that I definitely know they have a good roster over there. Geeks for Dummies, guys like that. They have a lot of good people over there. Chris Letang, he has experience in the league, knows how to put a roster together. He was a GM or actually an AGM in Season 5, so he knows how to put a roster together. So Kingston and, like you said, North Bay could be two teams definitely to watch out for. But like you said, it's preseason, so you never really know. Like a team could do well this week, but they could just hit the fan when it comes regular season time. But anyways, I think we've pretty much all covered that. Next up, we're going to pretty much just be talking about players that pretty much did well this season, like a 3 stars of the night kind of thing. So technically 4. So we can start with WhaleFan here. Who do you stood out to you this week, player-wise?
I'm just going to go off my team here and for 3 stars this preseason. And my 3rd star would be Chromatic Puma. The guy's an outstanding D-man. Unreal what he's done in preseason. And I expect to see him as a better player than what he was in preseason. 2nd star, I'd say CTX Dangler, my AGM. He's been an outstanding goalie as well during preseason. Pretty solid. And one of our top stars I'd give to another player that's technically center now, Tryhard Jordan. He's really started to score in preseason, which I know preseason's not the best time to really score, but hopefully he'll be able to score a lot more and do a lot more during the regular season. So that's all I got for 3 stars. I know mine was team-based, but...
Yeah, that's completely fine. Like, you can also, look through the power rankings, too, and you can see a lot of those guys did pretty well. But, ReimTime, what about you? Who stood out to you?
To me, Ortillo, X37, he really stood out to me, playing 3 games, winning all 3, getting 16 points, 6 goals, 10 assists. He was a +9, shooting 50%. I mean, I'm looking for him to come out swinging this season.
Yeah, definitely. And, like you said, there's a lot of guys that, really stood out there, Like, some guys that, people have heard of and other guys that people have heard of. Like, for example, Frosty lost 31. He had 15 points, 9 goals, plus-minus a +5, and a 4 points per game average. And that's pretty well for just preseason. Yeah, and I play with Frost. He's a good guy, and, those numbers are really low, and you look at some of those guys that have actually kind of stood out. They've been in the CHL for a while, and there's definitely been some guys that stand out to you and definitely can do well. But somebody I thought stood out personally, Captain Zeddy, he had a 2-0 record with 11 points, 5 goals, 6 assists, and a +7. Plus-minus with 5.5 average goals a game, plays for Sault Ste. Marie, and it was actually common to see a lot of Sault Ste. Marie players in the top. You also saw their goalie, Notorious Fat, a couple defensemen in there. Actually, I think 2 or 3 defensemen. Pirate was top defenseman this week for preseason, so Sault Ste. Marie definitely had a couple of players that stood out to me personally.
Yeah, they have defenseman leading the league in plus-minus right now. Well, for the preseason.
Yeah. Oh, yes, the Sault Ste. Marie honestly is a team that...
I see them all over the leaderboard here.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like I'm seeing them in goalies, defense. They have 3 defensemen that are top 15. I think they had 2 or 3 forwards that were top 15. Their goalie, Notorious Fat, was in the Who's Hot goalies. So I actually could see Sault Marie possibly going and making a push this season if they keep playing the way they have in preseason. So, Cheap, like I said, I know this is probably a little hard for you to decide, but if you want, you can like, go to the power rankings to see who stood out to you this week player-wise.
Well, just pulled everyone's stats here. I mean, obviously, Orito X37 leading the league this season in the preseason with 16 points. I don't see much behind him in the leaderboards as far as teammates go, so that might be a bit concerning for them. Frost B lost again. He's number 2 in the league for scoring with 15 points on Oshawa. Lucky for him, I see he's got 3 guys right behind him for points on his team, so they'll probably have a pretty good season. I'm not sure if there's rule changes for you guys in the preseason where teams allowed to play players 4 games.
No, only 3.
Okay, well, there's way too many people then with 4 games played. London has, they have like 5 or 6 guys who all have 4 games played, which is always good to see. CHL's right on track. Yeah, they have Kendi, Probs, Hall, and SU all have 4 games played. I'm assuming they all play together. But, yeah. We'll see. Again, it'll be a short season, so it's going to be a sprint. So look for these guys who are putting up numbers to kind of try and carry their teams. It's going to be a scoring first kind of season, I think.
Oh yeah, definitely. Cause and we kind of had that happen in season 6 as well. We had goalies playing 8 games, defensemen playing 6 games, and I think it just went to the point where Brody and Zeno kind of put a threat out there and just said, "You cannot do this at all. You're going to be penalized for it." So I'm not sure. Maybe that'll happen again.
In the preseason, it's fine. I mean, it's a learning week. That's what it's there for. So hopefully everyone kind of cleans up their act for week 1, because it's never fun seeing managers basically get publicly humiliated for not knowing what they're doing, and that's how people start quitting. We had that last season, right? Kids didn't know what they were doing. Everyone started beating up on them, and they just end up leaving. It hurts everyone.
Yeah, definitely. I definitely remember that well because there was a lot of guys that, like you said, didn't have a lot of experience, didn't really know what they were doing as much against the people that have been in the league for a lot longer, 2, 3, maybe 4 seasons, and have experience around the league, you know. So hopefully we don't see that kind of stuff happen come preseason. I mean, come regular season, but you know, like if it does happen, as much as I hate to say it, I wouldn't be extremely surprised. But anyways, on to our last segment. A game that you feel stands out to you for the week, kind of like a game of the week kind of thing. So, Rhyme, what do you feel could be a game that could really be interesting? Maybe it could be streamed, or you could definitely look out for it.
I'm going to say the Wednesday game between Belleville and North Bay. They're 2 top teams in the preseason, so I'm really looking forward to seeing them go head-to-head. I just hope somebody can get a stream going there.
Yeah, definitely. My game, actually, for tonight, and this is definitely going to be an interesting one. Mine is going to be the Kingston Frontenacs against, or actually no, the Peterborough Petes against the Oshawa Generals. Oshawa, who did really well in the preseason. Like I said, they only lost 2 in regulation. Peterborough, they look to have a pretty good lineup out there. Mainz in that, I know Mainz is really good. Kindog, Canal, they look to have a pretty good lineup against them, and Oshawa won their preseason game, but Peterborough, when you look through their roster, they look like they have a pretty good team, to be honest, and they made a lot of good trades as well. So that's the game I'm definitely going to be looking out for because, honestly, like, Peterbilt is kind of that mystery team, you know? Like, we're not sure if they're going to be doing really good or if they're not going to be doing that great, because as we know, last season's Peterborough went to the final, was in the Final Four with Belleville and Chicoutimi and Drummondville, so can they possibly carry on that kind of how should I say, legacy there that last season Peterborough put up? So that's a game I'm personally going to be looking out for. But Whale, what game are you going to be looking out for this week?
Game I'd be particularly looking at is let's see. Wait, I'll go with a game today that I think is pretty important as well. Yeah, sorry, I'm gonna go with my team again. I should have,
That's fine.
thought better, but this game's actually going to be streamed tonight. It wasn't mentioned on the game itself, but the Kitchener-London game, we have our best line going at their best line as well. So that might be a good game. Maybe another game that goes into OT for us. Who knows? But that's just me thinking about it for this week.
Yeah, London has a good roster. They have a lot of guys that actually I know that I play club with or I play OTP with. Like, they have Playmaker on their roster, the Man in Black. They have a lot of offensive power. Tendy Probs and net. I know he's pretty good. I'm not sure if he's going to be playing that game or not. But that team has a lot of guys that can really light the lamp, and using Bongs a lot, I know it's pretty good too. So that'll definitely be an interesting matchup. I see a couple of guys that I recognize on your lineup as well, Whale. So that'll definitely be interesting. So Cheap, like I said, I know you might not know as much considering you're in the NHL, but what matchup kind of stands out to you personally?
Well, tonight there's a good match, it looks like, between the Battalions and the Petes. I really like to see Kadri and Stiffy play this game, but it doesn't look like they are. But Kleins will be playing right D. Kleins is going to be one of the best defenders in the CHL if he stays there this season. Easy. He was a monster for Chicoutimi last season. There's another game. I think he said the Battalions in North Bay are going to play at some point this week, so that'll be a good game.
Battalion is North Bay.
Yeah.
Oh, well, whatever. The Bulls.
Cheap.
Yeah, the Bulls. Yeah, I mean, again, I can't really add too much. I don't know who anyone is.
Yeah, there's definitely going to be some good games this week. Like, that's definitely something you got to watch. I'm not sure if there's going to be many people streaming this season or not, but, if you can always go into the LGTV section if there's any games streamed. I see a couple of games by Barry that were streamed this week. I see a couple of games by Kingston that were streamed this week as well. So, if you want to go watch any of those games, check out LGTV. Tris has put a lot of work into try to implement as much good media or try to implement as much technical media that the guys that just kind of want to sit there and watch can, kind of be a part of it as well. But anyways, we're about to wrap it up here. Is there anything you guys like to say? Cheap?
Yeah, just enjoy yourself, right? The summer seasons, these are all about, they're kind of layover seasons, some people see it as. Like, we're heading to the 16 next season, or to the 1 next season. I know a lot of people, including myself, are going to be a lot worse at that game. So this is the last shot on the 360. This is where you leave everything out. Go out there, have fun. Managers, learn your rules. Don't ruin it for everybody. So that really is the worst thing that can happen in the CHL when managers don't know what they're doing. Good luck to everyone and have fun.
Well, Finn, what about you, buddy? You're on mute.
Yeah, I know, my bad. Yeah, I'm just ready to get the season going, ready to start it tonight. That's all I can say.
Yeah, definitely excited. There's going to be some good matchups tonight. It'll be interesting seeing what teams do well, what teams might fall off, and last but definitely not least, ReimTime. What are your final thoughts here?
I just want to point out another player that really stood out to me in the preseason, and that is Kingston's goalie, Crazy Quebecy. One of the most shots faced and a save percentage of 97.1. Even though he only had one game one game lost, still really impressive stats. And other than that, I'm just looking forward to getting the season started.
Yeah, definitely. A 97 save percentage. You must have a shutout or two in that. But anyways, as always, thanks to Chief, Whale, and Rhyme for coming along to the show. I appreciate you guys taking the time out to come. Thanks to the viewers for watching. Give the channel a lot of support. Shout out to Tris, Brody, Zeno, and all the bosses and commissioners that help make the site a better place. And for Cheap, Whale Fan, and ReimTime, this is bMaJuH signing out of episode 2 of CHL The Zone. And have a great day.